Hey everybody, good afternoon. Happy Monday. Oh, I'm going to take these earbuds out of here. I was listening to a podcast before I came on here. That's probably why I'm a few minutes late. I hope you're doing well. Happy Monday, January 31st, last day of the month. Whoa. So that means it's the last day of the month to use the January host code when you place an order with me. You will receive a card kit in the mail when your order is over $50 or more. I've got some glare going on here. And if it is under $50, you'll get the card tutorial. So you'll get this little PDF that will show you how to make the card class of the month. Anyways. Those I'll be working on those today, so those will be going out later on this week. Hi Donna, hi Carol, how are you? We're all recovering from a sad loss by our Kansas City Chiefs yesterday. It was a very anxiety-producing game. I had to go organize my pantry afterwards just to get rid of the anxiety when the game was over. But my pantry looks awesome. So good things come out of bad, right? That's what they always say. Today, our project is going to be, let me turn my camera around here. Make sure that looks good. There we go. We are using some free products out of the celebration brochure. We're coming into February tomorrow, so it will be the last month to get earn free products out of the celebration brochure. For every $50 purchase you make, you can choose a product out of the catalog or the little celebration brochure. So I am using the Driving By stamp set, which I don't know where it is. This paper is beautiful, by the way. Driving By stamp set. It is on page 7. It is a cling stamp, so you've got your red rubber cling stamp. Hi, Kay. And then I'm also using the see, where is it in here? I love this paper. The Sunshine and Rainbows 6x6 inch paper, and I can't wait to get the coordinating products that coordinate with this paper, the Rainbow of Happiness bundle. But today we're going to make a card using the paper and the Driving By stamp set. This is just gorgeous. This is my wheelhouse, these bright, cheery colors. So, the card we're going to make is kind of a peekaboo card. And the size is a little different just because once I got going on it, I wanted it to have y'all, this color, whispering something. Misty. It's not whispering at all. I wanted it to have a misty moonlight kind of frame around it. So I've got some basic white cardstock, our Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper with a misty moonlight card base. I made a card a long while ago. I meant to pull this. Kind of a peekaboo card. It's a layered card. Now on this one I used our adhesive strips, so it's a little bit more dimensional than the card I'm doing today. Today I just used pieces from the Stampin' Dimensionals, but let me grab the strips and see if that'll work, because it would almost be easier on these very narrow parts of the card. So let me grab my strips. And we'll try it on this sample. I just have to make sure that they're not too wide because we have some very narrow strips. So we'll see what happens when we start to put the card together. So because I decided midstream and because we are left with just very slight margins, my card base measures a little differently. It measures 5 5/8, I believe. Yes, 5 5/8 by 8 5/8. And then it's scored at 4 3/8. I knew there was a 3/8 in there. And I will have that on my blog a little bit later because it's just slightly bigger than a normal A2 card size. After I made it on the basic white, I just decided I wanted a darker frame. So it's really not necessary. You could do it on an A2 and just not have that extra little Misty Moonlight frame behind. And it still did fit in the envelope, the A2 envelope. It was a little snug, but it still fit. So I took my basic white, which it's going to measure 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's basically an A2 card size. I just kind of liked that blue frame around there. It kind of tied everything together. And then I cut out of the Designer Series paper, and this piece of Designer Series paper measures 4 1/8, probably by 5 3/8. Yep, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I used the layering stitched rectangles to make my windows. I believe I used this one here, and then this one, and this one. But you could use whichever die that you have that could make your peekaboo windows. That's just what I chose. So I went ahead and cut that out because we've got some coloring to do, and I didn't want to bore you too long with all the things. So how I did this so that my little vehicles would fit in the windows is I just basically kind of taped my Designer Series paper down with some of my glue tape, which is a repositional tape. Washi tape would work. And all the cars fit in the windows, except I had this little bug kind of peeking in. So I'm going to show you how I did that too. Let's do that one first. I just put my tape right up against the edge of that Designer Series paper, right where that die, that cut was, so that when I do stamp on that, it's going to be masked. Then since we're coloring with the Stampin' Blends, I'm using Memento Black ink. And one thing I'm going to do, I did not mask the little gifts on the top of the car. So it looks like I have a little suitcase on the top of this one, which I think is fine. But I'm going to go ahead and mask off the gifts for this one. I didn't think of it at the time. I probably hadn't decided if I wanted to make it a birthday card or since it's just kind of a hello card, we don't need the gifts up there. And then I'm going to just kind of put it right there. And then where I have masked off with this tape, you can see that it doesn't show. It didn't stamp onto my Designer Series paper, which is what I wanted. Okay, let's do the other two cards. this little Corvette, or that's what I'm calling it. Kind of our centerpiece. Kind of smushed it, but I think it'll be okay. And then our little beetle bug. I apologize if I get my head in here. There we go. Okay. And then while we've got the ink out, I'm going to just stamp on a scrap of, this is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. So we're going to cut it out with the circle die. My driving by to just say hi. And we'll cut that out in a minute. Hi, Cat. Oh, you're not too late. We just got started. All right, now I'm going to color I'm going to go ahead and remove my designer series paper from the situation here, and I'm going to color in. This blue tape I get on Amazon. I'm not sure what it is called. And just real quick, I just pulled colors from the designer series paper. Let me pull out a sheet of that. Well, you can see it right here. So I'm using Pool Party for my my little Volkswagen van. And I'm using the light and the dark Pool Party Stampin' Blends. And I'm not doing any fancy shading or anything. I'm just coloring them in. I don't know if you can hear the Basset hounds next door are saying hello to somebody. It's a beautiful day here in Kansas City. I think it's going to get up to 60. I'm going to try and get a walk in this afternoon up at the park. But I guess we're supposed to get some significant snowfall Tuesday night and into Wednesday. I don't know, Carol, did you get a big dump of snow? You're up in the Northeast this weekend? I don't know. I think being in the middle here, our weather changes kind of quickly. Okay, I'm also using some light smoky slate for my bumper and my tailpipe. And my little lights. And then the center of my tires. And then some light basic black. Here we go, for my tires. Then I'm going to leave that white stripe there, white wall tires. Is that what you call it? Carol got 6 inches, but some got 1.5 feet. Woo. We've been pretty lucky this winter, not getting a lot of snow. Although I kind of miss it. If it's going to be cold, let's have some snow. But Uh-oh. I don't know if you can hear my dogs, but they've joined in with the neighbors. There must be something going on out there. Okay. Now for my little beetle bug, I used the Flirty Flamingo. I don't know why. Hi, Stacy. And Kat says, yes, they are white wool. I'm going to do opposite on this one. I did the light outline with the dark in the middle. I'm going to do the dark Flirty Flamingo with the light in the middle. I want my little beetle bug to pop a little bit more. I guess they don't make these anymore. Donna did her storm shopping today, starting Tuesday night and very early into very early Thursday. Wow, that is going to be a lot of snow. Yeah, I'm thinking about my grocery situation right now. This morning when I got up, I thought of that. But I better get some food in the house so we can just sit home and enjoy. All right, I'm taking the light smoky slate for the bumper and the little wheel wells. And then the light basic black for the tires. All right, and then for our little Corvette down here, I did Mango Melody. I don't know, maybe it's not a Corvette. Maybe it's, what are those little cars called? My dark Mango Melody is kind of, the brush tip looks a little, actually now that I'm looking at it, I think I did my sample in So Saffron and then I did the balloon in Mango Melody, but no biggie. Both colors are in the designer series paper. That was the So Saffron. Here we go. This is the one I want. We'll make our balloon So Saffron. These, this stamp set would be excellent. I've seen a lot of people, you know, color them in like I'm doing, but I've seen a lot of people do some paper piecing on them. And with really cute effects. This is gray, not black. So I picked up the wrong one. Here we go. We can fix it. Okay, for my balloons, I chose the really bright colors in the paper. I chose the Magenta Madness for my balloon, one of my balloons. And then the Mango Melody, but we're going to use Dark So Saffron instead, since I have it here. And the Dark Pool Party. There we go. Okay, once all the coloring's done, we're just going to plop it right on our card base. Here's another reason why I chose to add the darker card base on after the fact is because I didn't want the marker part showing through, which I don't think is a big deal, or we could have put a piece of cardstock or designer series paper on the card interior, but that's another reason why after the fact I chose to change the card base, and the card base is a little bigger than an A2 size card. All right, here is our, oh, my silly fingernail polish comes off on the, this is like 3 days old. This is a sand eraser, and I believe I got it from Walmart, but the sand particles in the eraser kind of will get out little tiny smudges for you, so it comes in handy once in a while. I'm gonna put a little more of that over here. Okay, let's try these strips. On this card, I used the Stampin' Dimensionals, and I just cut off the really, the edges for the little skinny edges of my paper. And I'm gonna see if this is gonna be, these are even too wide. We'll see. Let's see. I think it's gonna work. Yay. I'm glad I thought of this. Because this will make our, the depth just a little bit deeper. These strips are great for shaker cards as well. We could put a window sheet on here and some shaker elements, and it'd be really cute. I probably don't need this much, but better safe than sorry. Kat has gotten a big kick out of this stamp set. It's really fun, isn't it? Reminds me of the beach, Flower Power. It's kind of nostalgic. I honestly don't think I need this much adhesive, but I got started, so let's go ahead and finish it up. I'm just really pleased that it works. Okay. And we're just going to place this right on top of our card front. And I'm going to try not to get my head under there again. Oh, I like that so much better. It's a little deeper. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit more so you can see the depth just a little bit more. Okay, now I have cut with the layering circle dies. I have cut a couple of scalloped circles out of the Magenta Madness and the Misty Moonlight. And let's cut this out with, I'm not sure. Is that the one? No, the next size up, I think. Oops. It's not that one. I wonder if I took it off so I would have it. Now I can't find it. Let's see here. Y'all. Well, let's see if I can make do. Probably right in front of my face. Or maybe I cut this one too small. No, that's the one I wanted. This one's too big. It is this one. It has to be. Okay. I just got confused. Kat has to watch the replay. Oh yeah, I didn't cut them out in the in today. I cut them out before I came on, Kat, but I used the stitched rectangles, and I just kind of determined which size would fit my stamped images. This one I did not use, but I used this one, I believe. I just kind of figured out which ones would fit, and then I kind of arranged them on my designer series paper to figure out how that would work. So that's the only science to that. I cut everything out before we started just because I knew I would be coloring, and I didn't want to bore you all with all the time that it takes to do that. Here's one that I did. I believe these dies are the Stitch So Sweetly dies. But it's kind of the basic thing. It's a peekaboo or a window card. So see what you have, or you could even use circles and have something peek out. It's just kind of a fun technique, a little different than your regular flat front card. I adhered all these down just straight. I didn't use any dimension because we already have enough dimension on there. And then I did pop it up on the one side. I'm going to just cut a little bit of one of these strips. These strips are like the jar of oil. I know you know that story in the Bible. I just keep using them and I never run out. I don't know. And then I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue over here. I'll just put it right there. Kind of hold that down. I tried putting a little stitch rectangle here with the saying, and I don't know, it just looked too redundant. So I got the circles out, and I like the circles much better. So that is the card, and I do like it with the adhesive strips, or I think that's what they're called, adhesive strips. Foam adhesive strips. They're made out of foam. They're similar to our Stampin' Dimensionals. So that is today's card, y'all. Using everything for free. I got the paper for free and the stamp set for free. So don't forget about that when you're placing your orders. And if I can help you, or you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. You can, if you're placing an order today, use the January host code. Today is the last day to use that host code to get a free card kit with your purchase. And that's all. I don't have any new news. I will be here Wednesday. We'll talk about the snow falling. Y'all have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.